and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another pen to review, and this pen, as you can see here, is from Onoto. Now, before I actually get into it, this is how the pen arrives. Every Onoto pen arrives in this kind of gift wrapping with a lovely gold bow on it, and you also receive a card as well. So if I open the card up, and you'll see here, it says Onoto from Colney Hall. Dear Dave, may you enjoy many years of writing pleasure using your King's College Zhimo sterling silver fountain pen. Thank you for choosing an Onoto fountain pen. With best wishes, James. So that's a very nice touch, and a touch that I think goes a long way with receiving a pen. Now, let me just go through a few other things. You might be wondering who Zhimo is. Well, in the earliest 20th century, Zhu was a Chinese poet born in January 1897 and died, unfortunately, in a plane crash in November 1931 at the very young age of 34. His original name was Zhu Yaosen, pseudonyms of Nanhu and Shi, and was a free-thinking Chinese poet who strove to loosen Chinese poetry from its traditional form and to reshape it under the influences of Western poetry. He is also known for the promotion of modern Chinese poetry and made contributions to modern Chinese literature. In 1915, Zhu went to many universities, including Peking University, Columbia University in New York, and studied at King's College, Cambridge in England, where he fell in love with English Romantic poetry. Onoto created this pen to both commemorate Zhu's life and to help provide student funding in memory of Zhu at King's College by donating a proceeds to King's College of the sale of every pen for international graduate students. As such, all the pens are designed to include the King's College crest in the top of the cap. Let's unbox this pen. You can see here some lovely gold ribbons here and the Onoto paper. So if I unwrap the pen, and then you will see a box, and you see within it says Onoto in a blue box. If I lift the box up, you will see a number of things here. So let me just go through these one by one. So you have two Onoto ink blotters, and these you can blot your ink when you're writing in notebooks. You also have this, which is a stone, and details of Zhimo and his history there with King's College. And you also have an original advert from the Illustrated London News, September 1920. So you can see Onoto have been around for quite a number of years. And you also get Onoto commissions. And this actually just goes through the British mastery and actually shows you some of the pens that they have made here. And some of these pens are absolutely stunning. You can see here, it's a really good brochure that just shows the sort of pens that Onoto make. So let me put that to one side. And here you have a lovely, lovely burlwood box. And this is such a lovely wooden box here with a lot of lacquer on, and you can see that you have a felt bottom to it as well. Every pen that gets shipped from Onoto comes in a box like this. And if I open it up, you will see here the certificate of authenticity there, and the King's College Zhimo sterling silver fountain pen. Now, before I go into more detail about the pen, let me lift up the tray, and there are a number of other things that are in here as well. So we have, first off, an Onoto card, Discover the Eternal. With eternal pride, we entrust this Onoto pen to your custodianship. Custodianship lasts a lifetime, and that's why we offer a lifetime guarantee on all our pens. Activate your guarantee within 30 days by visiting onoto.com/custodian. So that's actually quite good. You also get this little pamphlet, and this actually describes the hallmarks that you will see on every single pen. So you have the maker's mark, the sterling mark, the finest mark, the assay mark, and the date letter. And then also you have this how to care for your fountain pen. And this goes into the general care, the nibs, and the ink filling. And then last but not least, you have this. And if I open this up, you will see it is an Onoto polishing cloth. And this is a cloth really to polish things like the silver and the gold. So that comes with it as well. So let me put all of these back in here for the time being. And put the tray back. And now we'll look at the pen. So the pen comes in this pen sleeve. So let me remove it from this lovely sleeve. And here you will see the King's College Zhimo sterling silver pen featuring King's purple vitreous enameling on the cap and on the barrel there. All the pens are designed to include the King's College crest in the top of the cap. And you just zoom in there and you'll see that there. And also features a hallmarked sterling silver cap band bearing the signature and personal seal of the celebrated poet. And you will see here, if I zoom in, you can see the hallmarks there. And then there you go. And you can see the signature. So this is quite a lovely pen. Now in terms of the cap and body, you can see that the stunning design includes the pattern of the ceiling of King's Chapel on the cap. And that is an absolutely stunning engraving going on there. And you can also see the window on the barrel here. Also the cap tassi features the Tudor roses. And you can see that here. And these are all branded across the King's Chapel, which was completed during the reign of King Henry VIII. Now this Zhimo sterling silver pen is available in a limited edition run of only 100 pens. It also comes with an 18 karat gold nib as standard, and comes in a fine, medium and broad nib, and I will show you that in a little while. So I just wanted to go through the detail here of this pen. The pen is absolutely gorgeous, and you can see why when I saw this at the London Fountain Pen Show, I really did like this pen. And it is absolutely gorgeous. The workmanship on this pen is second to none. There is absolutely nothing that I can find that I have issues with at all. The pen, the enameling, the engraving, everything is made to such a very, very high standard. Now this is made of sterling silver. So if I unscrew the pen, you will see here a number 7 size nib. So Onoto do not have standard sizing of nibs compared to Bock nibs. So they have a number 3, a number 7 and a number 8 nib. But you can see here this is a number 7 nib. It's actually a really gorgeous nib. And you can see there the profile there on the feed and the engraving on the nib. It's actually a really, really nice nib. So, in terms of size, you can see here it's actually quite a long pen for me. Now, can you post this? It is a very heavy pen. I normally wouldn't want to try and post because of the silver here, but I will just try it here. It does post, but it's not that secure, and I wouldn't want to post this, especially being silver, because you are going to mark that pen. Now it does come with a silver section here as well. If I just put the cap on briefly, so the pen itself, the cap flares out slightly from the tip here down to the cap band. The clip is actually quite a strong clip. It is functional, but it is very strong. You obviously have the finial here, and there's a big step down to the body, and then the body is pretty much the same diameter most of the way, and then it tapers down towards this end cap. But this pen, it's not a light pen, it's quite a weighty pen. So in my hands, I do like heavy pens, but in my hands it does feel really nice. Now the filling mechanism I will show you is a cartridge converter. Now on an expensive pen you might be thinking, well, it should come with a plunger filler or a vacuum filler or a piston filler. However, on a pen like this, I actually do like having a converter. The reason being, converters are very easy to clean, and you will not have any problems like you would with a piston or a power vac filler mechanism that may fail over time or that needs to be greased. Worst case scenario, if you have a problem with the converter, you just replace the converter. Now that does mean, however, that the converter will only hold around about 0.7 milliliters of ink, but to be honest, I don't see that being a problem. Now, one thing also to mention here is that you saw earlier on some hallmarks there, which were described in the booklet, and then we also have some more hallmarks here as well. But this pen is absolutely gorgeous and very, very heavy. Now the other thing that you can get as well, you can have the nib modified by a Nibmeister in the UK, and that will come out of the factory for £75, and you can have the nib ground to whichever grind that you would like it to be. You can also have the pen engraved for £35 as well, although to be honest I don't think I would want it on such a lovely pen like this, but maybe you would. You can also have an additional rollable attachment as well. That kit, because it will be sterling silver, will cost a lot more, so it will be £180. So the overall price of this pen, without those additions, is a stunning £3,950, including UK VAT, or £3,290 for anyone outside of Europe purchasing this pen. So it's not a cheap pen, but it is a pen that has been designed extremely well, and it is a really, really lovely pen. And I do hope that these photos and videos do show the pen off to really show you what I see here in my hands. So let's do a comparison with other pens. So from left to right we have the Monte Grappa Extra 1930 Shiny Lines Dove. We have the Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Arco Brown. We have a Classic Pens LM1, a Classic Pens LB5, the Onoto Magna Plunger Filler, the Onoto King's College Zhimo, the Visconti Belgica, the Armando Simone Club Bologna Extra Arco Verde. We also have the Visconti Luxor, and we have the Visconti Medici Il Magnifico. So let's do a size check and weight check. So the full length of this pen, we are looking at 158 millimeters in length. The cap is 70 millimeters in length. And then the full body of the pen to the tip of the nib, we are looking at 136 millimeters. So let's do a weight check. Now this is uninked, so the full weight of the pen, we are looking at a staggering just under 95 grams. So that is a very, very weighty pen, and this is the heaviest pen that I have tried myself. The cap itself is just under 43 grams. And the body of the pen, uninked, is just under 46.5 grams. So you can see there, that is quite a weighty pen. So I think let's ink the pen up and we'll do a writing sample. So I'm going to use Parker Quink, and it's the blue ink. And I will unscrew the cap and unscrew the body there. And the piston is, or the converter is all the way down. I'll just make sure that it is in there firmly, and then I will ink this pen up. And I will just wipe off the excess ink from the nib. And I will screw the barrel back on, but you can see here the ink in the barrel. Now this ink is sticking a little bit, so we will see how this writes, but some ink can be a little bit more sticky in converters. Sometimes converters do need a little bit of washing out first. So let me put the cap on and we'll do a writing sample. So this is the Onoto, and it's the King's College and it's the Zhimo. I believe that is the correct pronunciation, but I may be wrong and I may be butchering that name. Now it has an 18 karat gold nib and it is a medium nib. The ink, as you saw there, is Parker Quink, and it's the blue ink. Now, this is a medium nib, so in terms of line variation, you are going to get a medium line. Now, there's no hard starting or skipping going on here whatsoever. Now, I can push that nib a little bit more and get towards a broadish kind of line, and I'm not going to push this nib though too hard because it is an 18 karat gold nib. But you can see there, this nib performs extremely well. I'm not getting any hard starts, no skipping. The nib is very smooth. It has a slight sort of drag to the nib, it's not feedback, but you get this sometimes when a nib is quite smooth. And that can also differ depending on the ink that you're using as well. So in terms of wetness test, let's see here. That's quite a wet nib. Yeah. So, this is an extremely wet nib. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, you will know that I like very wet nibs, fire hose nibs. This is what I would call a fire hose of a nib. It's extremely wet writing. The nib is smooth. And it's a really nice pen. I know some people will be saying for the price of the pen that they would expect anything over £1,000 or $1,000 or €1,000 to have a better filling system like a plunger or a vac or a piston filling mechanism. Personally, although I like those and I like the ink capacities, there are several downsides to them. One is that they can fail over time and are more difficult to get repaired. Now, Onoto do provide an unlimited warranty here for their pens. However, if Onoto disappear at one point in the future, then you would need to have that fixed somewhere else. So the beauty of a cartridge converter is you can just get an international cartridge converter and put a new one in there. The downsides obviously to that is that it won't hold as much ink, but the upside is that you can actually change inks more quickly and not have to spend weeks or months going through 2 or 3 millilitres of ink. So for me, this pen actually really does tick all of the boxes. I love how heavy this pen is. It's the heaviest pen that I've tried so far. I think my heaviest pen is around about 70 to 75 grams in weight. So this is the heaviest pen that I have tried so far. But I do like the weight of this pen. Would I want a pen that is a little bit more heavier? Probably not. I think this is probably the heaviest kind of pen that I would want in my collection. But this is really a lovely pen. The pen is so well built, and you can see here from the engravings on the body here, the barrel, the engravings also on the cap as well. It's a stunning pen. So I'd like to thank Feng and James for allowing me to review this pen and giving me the chance to review this. I hope this will be the first of many Onoto pens that I will be able to review in the near future. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.